What happens when love turns into obsession, and obsession turns deadly? In 2016, a young Japanese student vanished without a trace in France. No body was ever found, but someone was still convicted of her murder. This is the chilling story of Narumi Kurosaki and the man who was involved in her death. On a cold December night in 2016, in the quiet French city of Besançon, a young Japanese student vanished without a trace. Her name was Narumi Kurosaki, and her story would unravel into an international mystery spanning 3 continents. Narumi grew up in Tokyo, surrounded by the love of her family, a family of 5 with her parents and 2 younger sisters. The Kurosaki family's bond was unbreakable, and her disappearance left them shattered, searching for answers and justice. She was just 21, full of life and chasing her dreams of studying in France. But her story took a devastating turn that no one could have imagined. Just before she landed in Besançon, France, she was coping with the recent breakup with her boyfriend Nicolás Zepeda, a 26-year-old from Chile. His father, Humberto Zepeda, is a senior executive at Movistar, a telecommunications company. His mother, Ana Luz Contreras, is an engineer. He lived with his parents and twin sisters, Belén and Josefa. Zepeda didn't take the breakup well. He was possessive, jealous, and refused to accept it was over. He had learned that she had already gotten into another relationship with another young man, Arthur. And then, in early December 2016, he flew from Chile to France, quietly, without telling anyone. So what happened on December 4th, 2016? Let's figure out. Nicolás Zepeda was already in Besançon, France. He had rented a car and booked a nearby hotel under a false name. He had also purchased matches, bleach, detergent, and garbage bags before even meeting Narumi. Around 7 p.m. in the evening, the CCTV footage captured Zepeda and Narumi entering a restaurant near her university campus. They were seen laughing and eating dinner together. To any outsider, it looked like a casual reunion between exes. More surveillance footage showed them walking back at around 9:30 p.m. to her student dormitory at the University of Franche-Comté. They entered the building together. This would be the last time Narumi was ever seen alive. Later that night, 3:20 a.m. December 5th, several students living in the same dorm reported being woken up by screams, loud banging noises, and sounds of struggle coming from Narumi's room. The noises lasted a few minutes, then stopped abruptly. Some students even tried to listen at the door, but Zepeda allegedly reassured them in French, pretending to be Narumi and saying everything was fine. This was a calculated move. He spoke enough French to impersonate her. Then early in the morning at 5 a.m., Zepeda left the dormitory alone, using Narumi's ID card to exit the building without raising suspicion. In the following hours, Zepeda used Narumi's phone to send messages to her friends and family, trying to create the illusion that she'd simply left on a trip to Lyon. The messages were described as cold, robotic, and unlike Narumi's usual tone. Zepeda drove across the country and eventually flew back to Chile. Narumi's body has never been found. Police later found traces of Narumi's blood in her room, even though it had been thoroughly cleaned. Zepeda's hotel and car showed signs of attempts to dispose of forensic evidence. Police launched an international investigation. They discovered disturbing online videos where Zepeda threatened Narumi if she ever left him. He even published a blog post, admitting to seeing her that night, claiming they only talked. He even tried to frame her current boyfriend Arthur, accusing him for her disappearance. But digital traces, including search history and GPS data, painted a more sinister picture. After years of legal battles, Zepeda was finally extradited from Chile to France in 2020. In court, his defense argued, no body, no crime. But prosecutors had built a rock-solid circumstantial case. They showed evidence of a man obsessed who crossed continents to reclaim someone who no longer wanted him. In 2022, Nicolás Zepeda was found guilty of murder and sentenced to 28 years in prison. When the jury delivered their verdict after 4 hours of deliberation, Zepeda sat still, his demeanor heavy with defeat. Even without a body, justice was served. Narumi's family still waits for closure, and the return of her remains. In the end, this was not just a case of love gone wrong. It was a warning about control, obsession, and the danger of not listening to early signs. Narumi Kurosaki's voice may be silent, but her story still speaks volumes. If you found this case as shocking as we did, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Crimesnow for more real stories from around the world. Thank you for watching.